You might be afraid of what to do or that you might hurt somebody who's suffering a cardiac arrest. Let's see how people who have responded to cardiac arrest face these fears.
So it was a normal day, just like any other day. Got up, play footy. I was fine after the first half, and then just happened out of nowhere, my heart stopped. Complete stranger, Tony, just jumped the fence, didn't hesitate, and he started CPR on me.
I was here at Wallen watching my daughter play netball, stopped to watch the footy and saw that Liam had stopped behind play. The play had left and then he collapsed.
We were so lucky to have a defib on the day that this happened with Liam, because it was nothing that happened on the footy field that caused it, so you never know when you're going to need to use something like that. It saved his life.
Because the club had an AED and they knew how to use it, I'm back at work and hopefully back next year to join my mates on the footy field.
Anyone can save a life. I did. So learn how to restart a heart today.
Hi, my name's David Waters and I'm the Chief Executive of the Council of Ambulance Authorities. Welcome back to Restart a Heart Day week. And particularly a welcome back to those who have been joining us over the last couple of days. Today, we will join the paramedics of Ambulance Victoria in learning CPR and how to use an AED. This short video can help save a life. Did you know that between 75% and 80% of out-of-hospital cardiac arrests happen in a home? Do you know CPR to help save your loved ones? CPR is easy and makes a huge difference between life or death. Compressions are essential to help the heart push valuable blood around the body and provide oxygen to the brain. For every minute that the brain is not receiving oxygen, the chances of that person surviving drops by 10%. Did you know that on average, in a metro area, it takes an ambulance about 8 minutes to get to the patient? That means the patient's chances of survival just dropped by 80%. The biggest and most important thing you can do to help our paramedics is to start CPR and keep on going until they get to you and ask you to stop and take over. Remember, call, push, shock. While first aid training in CPR is not mandatory for most of us, it's a great idea for everyone to do some at some stage in their life, be it at school or when taking your driving test, or when you have a baby, if you're elderly. Take a first aid course, and if you're struggling to find time, maybe a shortened version just to learn CPR training. To find your nearest first aid trainer, please visit restartaheart.net.au, our website, which will help direct you. Thank you for taking the time to join us again for Restart a Heart Day. Don't forget to share this with your friends and your family, and jump onto our socials and use hashtag 9for9challenge. Learn CPR, remember to call, push, shock, and save a life.
Would you know what to do when somebody suffers a cardiac arrest? Thankfully, the team from Ambulance Victoria is on hand today to show you.
Knowing CPR is one of the most important things you can do to look after your family and friends. That's because most cardiac arrests happen at home. And when bystanders like you take action, the survival rate doubles.
We know that CPR can seem scary or stressful, so we're going to talk you through how to do it in just a couple of minutes. Keep in mind that when you call 000, the call taker will tell you what to do and send us straight away. But knowing what to do before we arrive makes all the difference. With cardiac arrests, seconds count, and it's up to all of us to know what to do to save a life.
So, grab a pillow or a call, push, shock kit if you have one, and a space on the floor, and let's get started. Over to you, Jess.
When it comes to responding to a cardiac arrest, we can break it down into 3 simple steps: call, push, shock.
Okay, the first step is to recognise that when someone is unconscious and not breathing normally, they may be in cardiac arrest, and you need to call 000 immediately. Cardiac arrest means the heart has stopped beating normally and immediate action is needed. So call 000, put it on loudspeaker, and the call taker will talk you through how to do CPR. They might ask you to check the patient's breathing, But at this point, the most important thing for you to do is to just call 000 immediately.
Alright, the second step is to push. Push hard, push fast. And there's no need for you to do mouth to mouth anymore. Just use your hands. If there's someone else with you, take it in turns doing CPR. Swap every 2 minutes, as it's really tiring. You'll need to continue these compressions until we arrive and take over.
Here's a few things to keep in mind as you're doing compressions. Put the person on the floor if possible, not a couch or bed. Kneel next to their chest, with your knees about shoulder width apart. Put the heel of your hand in the middle of the chest, directly between the nipples. Place your other hand on top and lock your fingers together like this. Try and keep your fingers off the chest. This will keep your weight on the right part of your hand. Lean over the chest with your arms straight and elbows locked. Push down 1/3 of the depth of the chest and let the chest rise back up before pushing down again. To get the right speed, you can use the song Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, or Row, Row, Row Your Boat, or even Baby Shark as a reference.
Basically, you want to be doing about 2 compressions per second. Join along with me. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Don't let fear get in the way. Try and stay calm. Do what you can, and remember that when it comes to CPR, any CPR is better than no CPR.
Alright, we've covered how to call and push. Now let's tackle the shock component. When we say shock, we're talking about an AED or a defib machine.
AEDs are in a lot of shopping centres, schools and public places. Knowing where your nearest AED is super important.
There are many types of AEDs in the community. This is just one variety, but they're all just as easy to use. Just keep a lookout for this sign.
So, if you're nearby to one, or someone can grab one for you, here's what to do. Turn it on and follow the instructions. That's it. AEDs are totally safe for anyone to use. They analyse the patient's heart and only deliver a shock when needed. You don't need training to use one, and there's an automated voice that will tell you what to do. Some of the things it'll tell you are to remove their top,
remove clothes from patient's chest,
where to put the pads,
apply pads to patient's bare chest,
when to move away from the patient,
shock advised, stay clear of patient,
and when to keep doing compressions.
no shock advised, begin CPR.
So there you have it. Call, push, shock. Call 000 immediately. Push hard and fast between the nipples and shock if an AED is available.
Remember, when you call 000, the call taker will tell you exactly what to do, and we'll be on our way as quickly as possible.
Thanks for joining Jess and me today to learn CPR and how to use an AED.
These are 2 of the most important things you can possibly do to keep your loved ones safe. Take care.
Around the world, 3 million people die from cardiac arrest every year. Survival rates vary from as low as 1% in some places to 25% in others. That means, in a city of 1 million people, it's the difference between only 5 lives saved and 125 lives saved. The first 10 minutes can mean the difference between life and death. How can we help save more lives? In the first few minutes, a bystander must call for help. This starts the chain of survival. First, a bystander calls for help. Then, a dispatcher assists with telephone CPR. Receiving help from the dispatcher to identify a cardiac arrest and coach CPR performance increases survival. Chance of survival after good CPR is 3 times better than for poor CPR. High-performance CPR and defibrillation by first responders has been shown to double survival. Paramedics provide CPR and advanced life support. Well-trained paramedics who use CPR feedback devices also double survival. Post-resuscitation care then takes place at the hospital. The greatest life-saving potential is in the first links in the chain. But it takes more than just the chain of survival. The chain of survival needs support by strong leadership, systematic refresher training, a quality improvement system, and most importantly, a culture of excellence. This is the frame of survival. Around the world, in places where the chain of survival has been well implemented, we've seen survival from cardiac arrest increase by 5 times. And these places are still showing steady improvement. Together, by implementing the chain of survival, we can help save more lives.
Thanks for joining us today to learn about what is and how to do CPR. Tomorrow, we'll look at AEDs, or automated external defibrillators, sometimes known as defib. In the meantime, head over to restartaheart.net, where you can learn more about CPR and AED awareness, order a CPR education kit, get your hands on a limited edition Restart a Heart Day Build-A-Bear, and download a digital tools pack to help you spread the message. Don't forget to take part in the #9for9 challenge. We'll see you tomorrow.